Before I get into this review, I just want to say rest in peace to Masaki Sukada, voice actor for Captain Genryusai Yamamoto. He passed away, and you once again will be missed, and you were a great contribution to anime voice acting. Finally, my bitch is about to go in. I'm hyped, people. So this chapter was entirely a setup chapter for fights to come. First of all, we have the setup with Renji and Nanana. I believe it's Nanana, or you could just say Stern Ritter U. It's pretty much getting set up. And it was kind of a weird transition from the last chapter because I was kind of like wondering where Kubo was going to go with this, because last chapter he kind of just threw in there the backstory of Juhabak and kind of like, you know, what he was when he was younger and whatnot. So it's kind of like a weird transition to come back to like Renji sleeping or whatever, but nonetheless, it was an interesting setup where this guy is kind of like studying him, and I'm curious, like, did he get enough information where he knows like some of his weak points or whatever? That kind of got me a little bit curious as to what's going on. And also, like, did everyone just take a nap in the middle of the war? It was just like, yo dog, wake me up in a couple hours, I'm tired as fuck, in the middle of a war. So we got that set up, but the thing that excited me the most is we finally are about to get Rukia going in, and she's about to try and avenge her brother. She's about to go up against Asnodt, and I'm just really excited to see how this is going to go. What has she learned in the Zero Division? Because first of all, it was interesting the way she kind of came off as like a badass, and she's like, oh, I know what's your biggest fear, someone without fear, because, you know, his power is basically preying on people that have fear and using their fear to his advantage. So if Rukia is pretty much fearless now, then he's gonna be fucked, so to speak. So that's interesting the way she came off as a badass. And for the most part, chapter again, it was very simple setup, but one thing that I'm really hoping Kubo doesn't do is he doesn't rip off Rukia in this fight. Like, I really want Rukia, of course I don't want her to defeat him easily, because Asnodt, first of all, as a villain, I think he's cool as shit, and, you know, I think he's formidable, but I don't want Rukia to lose this fight. Here's why. The last time Rukia was in a serious fight, she got her ass kicked and she lost against one of the Fullbringers. So this time it's time for redemption. I don't want to see no Hiromashima Lucy heart failure shit where she keeps getting owned and whatnot. This is the time she came back from the Zero Division. Time to show what she's made of. And I'd be okay if she kind of got fucked up in the process. Very fucked up, because she should get fucked up. This is a formidable foe. But I want at the same time for her to get redemption and to see this character shine. All the training that she had, everything that she went through, and just avenging her brother again. Will she necessarily need some help against him? It's really hard to say, because we don't really know what she's learned since then. Does she have a Bankai at this point, and how can she utilize it against this guy? Kind of interesting as well that Kubo brought back two of the people that Genryusai burnt up, because I believe Nanana and Asnodt were both burnt up by Genryusai, but he brought them back in the same chapter. So I don't know if it was coincidence or he kind of is starting to bring all together these people. Nonetheless, though, some badass setup. Rukia looking like she's about to go in and beast, and I can't fucking wait. I just really hope that Kubo doesn't do her dirty. Like, I wouldn't mind having a fight with Rukia similar to the fight where she had with the Espada, where she kind of like really had to go in and she almost died fighting him. I want something like that, but I want it in a kick-ass way. I mean, she trained in the Zero Division. You see what it did for Renji. Renji is basically captain level or slightly above it. I want to see where Rukia is at. She captain level, slightly above it. I mean, at the end of the day, you also got to look at it like, Asnodt did go up against Byakuya and did kind of fuck him up a bit. So did she surpass her brother? That's one of the biggest things at this point. Like, did she surpass Byakuya? That's a big question. It's like, I really want to see her win this one. I want to see her get redemption, and I just want to kick ass fight. Like, it was set up in such a badass way to see Rukia there, fearless, ready to go. I was like, yeah, that's my bitch. She's ready to go. Kubo, good shit. You're serving the fans, because it's like, I want to see some Rukia greatness right now. One of my favorite characters is set up for a battle, and we got another Renji battle getting set up, and it's like, I'm fucking hype. But aside from that, not much else to say, because in all honesty, it was really just a couple of small events basically leading up to these fights, and it's like, I'm just hyped. But what do you guys think? First of all, which fight are you more hyped for? Are you hyped for the Nanana versus Renji? Pretty much Renji getting his second battle, or Rukia versus Asnodt? Like I said, I want Rukia to win, but it can't be an easy battle, because first of all, Asnodt went up against Byakuya, and yeah, we know how that was going down. So it has to show her advancing. And again, if Renji could surpass captain level, then so can Rukia as well, and that would give her the advantage to fight Asnodt and defeat him. And overall, I just want a kick-ass battle, and Rukia's already looking badass, and hopefully we get some redemption from her last fight with the Fullbringer. Can you say Rukia for the win? By the way, this chapter was a good chapter. I'm gonna give this one 7 out of 10. It was just really a good setup in a badass way. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for Rukia, because she's about to go in looking badass. Asnodt and her, who's gonna take it? Can Rukia defeat him and basically show that she has surpassed where her brother was prior to the war? Let me know. But I'm Forever World, and as always, people, have an awesome day.